So you're Canadian, eh? Welcome back, everybody, to Canadian, eh? On Edgewater, Saskatchewan. And yeah, so what's happening this episode? Well, we've done a few improvements around the farmyard, such as installing this fertilizer tank and actually seed, lime, or fertilizer. It'll only hold one product at a time. I thought I'd try something a little bit new. This is, oh yes, this is in a container pack, and I'll pin this one. It is the Chimera 16 special silos. So we have 3 of them. I have the not the feed one, not the liquid. So there's the regular one, which I have there. Then there's a feed and then a liquid one. So thought I'd try something different than the usual kind of thing there. Let's close the door on this. Keep that safe. Come on, close it up. Close them up. There we go. Yeah, breaking new ground. Well, what are we doing? Well, let's take a look at what I've been a little bit up to. I have filled in the ditches, and however they're a little bit so stop. So I have got I was looking around for a plow, something, and I just keep ending up with this. Let's turn there we go. It's the Lizard 9MT or 6M and 9MT that everybody uses because it's just so darn handy for little stuff like this. And so as you can see, I've filled in these ditches, and for our plot of land here, we've filled in these. So it's going to open up this area quite nicely. I've done a little bit of edge plowing here, and we're going to smooth out these edges too, just to make it a little bit more usable. We don't own this piece of land yet, or this one over here, so we can't really fill in any of these ponds. I tried to fill in this pond over here, and I couldn't get it to fill. I mean, I was trying to, yeah. So I think the ponds are going to be, well, where they are. We'll have to work around that. But anyways, let's get to it. Let's see, turn on create fields. And if we go back over here, we can lay this down here, and let's get to, there we go. Nice. Oh yeah, I found this guy, something a little bit more in the medium. It's the Case IH Maxxum 140, a little bit faster, about 32 miles per hour, as we'll see here, 32 miles an hour. And it's a little bit more in the higher, I would say higher horsepower, a little bit more than the little New Holland I had. And it's going to be good for stuff like this, some work, a little bit more horsepower, but nothing like a large tractor. So little stuff around the yard. It wasn't too expensive, about $100,000. It'll be quite useful for us. And as you can see, it pulls this along quite nicely, so no problems here. And we're going to be able to open up this field quite nicely. And yeah, so let's just kind of do this for a moment, because it won't take very long. And I do like creating fields like this and kind of just modifying fields a little bit to make them more useful, and like so. And then I think we're going to, yeah, we're just going to, once we're done this, we're going to soil sample this area, because I have not done that yet. I have done that. Actually, meanwhile, let's just pop into our map here. So Let's go down. There we go. So I've soil sampled our other 2 plots of land, here and here. So we have 50 or 19 and 42. If we go back here, there we go. Yes. So 19, actually 23 and 26. It's a funny way these things are numbered now. But anyways, I've sampled those, and I have, let's see here. I have limed them, but we're still waiting for our barley. Yes, it's barley in there. It hasn't popped up yet. So that means our nitrogen is still bad. However, I'm going to wait till that pops up in the first stage of growth, because we're still really on our first day here. 13:23 in the, so it's a 1:30 in the afternoon here. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. A little bit of a dip in the ground there where I didn't flatten it out quite perfectly, but that's okay. Speaking of dips in the ground, no, I did not see my brother-in-law in a ditch. I joking. The roads on this map are quite like not perfectly smooth, which is very much like what our roads here in Manitoba are, and very much like what rural roads in actually all the roads. We don't have a lot of really smooth roads like they do down in the States. It seems like our road construction and our weather play havoc with or our quality of road construction and just how they make roads here, and our weather conditions, just the heaving of the frost and the weather extremes, they just don't build the roads to withstand that. So it's quite a lot like that. And let's just go over here and kind of carve out a little bit nicer of a field edge, very gently and carefully, and try to round things out a little bit. There we go, like so. And curve around here. Just like so. And at some point I'm going to be getting tree, something to make the trees go away. The trees that are not useful. We got a lot of trees in the yard, and I want to make our yard a little bit more, shall we say, useful or usable, perhaps is a better word for it. We're getting really close to the ditch here, but we'll be all right. There we go. And we don't have to actually plant right up to the edge either, as you can see. If we were doing the swathing, it was picking up grass. So I think we're going to give ourselves a little bit of an edge where we won't go quite to the edge. And now, looking forward, like I said, I'm still going to be doing the swathing some of the crops, and picking up with the pickup header. However, it is painfully slow for me anyways, even though I'm not on PC, but we do have quite a number of options to go very fast when harvesting, and I really do like that, because I just like it. And although we are going kind of slow here, I could do this really fast too. There are ways to do it. However, This is a bit more of a delicate procedure here. And I do want to kind of take my time going around the field and just getting a nice even edge here, so that I don't like those jagged edges. It's just makes it difficult when you're trying to do other things. And as I've been just talking away here, we're almost done our perimeter of our field. So now we have a bit of a project in the other field. We're going to be doing that as well once we've harvested that our other two fields, because we will just take a look at that again. Actually, we're just going to go, and we're almost done here. And we have some fences around too. These ones aren't so annoying, so I think I'm going to leave those alone for the most part. Right, so let's just drive over there, and we can see how this this nice little tractor handles on the road too. And as you can probably see, this road's pretty nice. So here we are in our corner field, and as you can see here, we have a large drainage ditch kind of separating a portion of this field from our other field, and there's actually no access unless you want to go through the ditch. We do have a road access over here to this part of the field, and there is a fence here, but this is going to be our next project, filling in this ditch here. And as a matter of fact, we have quite a large area over here separating our this field over here from this, and this is quite a rough area, of which we have some trees in here too, so that's what's going to have to be dealt with. The trees need to be dealt with, and we're going to fill that all in and create field there. So that's going to be a project. We got some low-lying areas here which we can level and fill up. So that's gonna cost a little bit of money. We also have some areas over here that we can fill in. This area here, which isn't too bad, that's easily filled in. And this little area over here is going to be relatively not too much trouble to fill in and do just what we just did on our other field. Although you can see it's kind of nasty the way it is right now. So we'll have a little bit of a project filling this in, and gives us a little something to do other than just farming. So it's actually kind of neat that we have that, and it gives us a little bit of project, kind of terraforming project and things like that to kind of modify, although it doesn't need radical modification, which I'm terrible at. It just these trees here, these can all go. This can be an area here that could be much more usable. Same with all of this. We got a little pond there, which is fine. We'll leave the pond there, but all these trees here and stuff, we can open this whole area up for expanded buildings and whatever so may be I might choose to put in there. So let's park this fellow here, and we're going to go take our soil samples. So a few things kind of really coming along here. Here's our shed with our good old truck, our good old Mack, and I think we could keep this Mack around because we have a hitch system here. The trailer can be replaced eventually with something quite a bit more, well, capacity-wise. Anyways, let's go hop over into our New Holland. We did have lime. That's what we used for spreading lime. Oh, this is the little Massey Ferguson. Massey Ferguson MF 2013L. It is a fantastic little spreader we'll be using that for our fertilizer in these two fields over here once we get some growth sprouting there. Right, so let's hook up our soil sampler. It is this isn't this is not the soil sampler that came with the precision farming. This is a mod, the Area Scout XL130. This also I will be, if I remember, I'll tell you who it was from or made by. So here's the base game one, Precision Farming DLC. This is here it is, Area Scout 130, so that's 130 meters circumference. As you will see, this is the Area Color and Range Extension mod. And you can change all the colors and so forth and so on. Really has made soil sampling much more enjoyable for me anyways. I do remember using that base game one and taking especially on small fields, no problem, but once the fields got bigger, the sampling radius is so small, it would just be a chore to sample fields. Now let's open up our, so you can see we're down on the bottom there, field 41, that's what we're going to be sampling. And if I open up my soil sampler, you can see the radius at which now this covers, and we'll be able to do this field in about 2 samples. And now, this is not the biggest one of the 2. There is one that's twice this size. I could have probably done it in one swap or in one sample. So we're going to go ahead and, oh, I forget. I always forget what button it is. Fold, lower, oh my goodness. Take soil sampler, that's what it is. I thought that's what it was, square. There we go, and it's super fast. Bam, the soil sample's taken, and move on to the other part of the field here, and we will have our field soil sampled, and we'll have the plowed sections there included now. There we go, and right here, bam, right on. And so now let's just minimize this map here, and we will send soil samples for analysis. Yes, all right. 2 soil samples will cover this entire field. I love it. Right. Now there are smaller ones if you prefer to not do it in such a large swath or such a large area. There we go. Sorry, soil samples analyzed. Let's see. Let's take a look at our. There we go. We have got our. So nitrogen, of course, is bad. Yield. We remember we did harvest it, so that's kind of our yield map. It's a little bit all over the place. Seed rate, we haven't seeded yet. Field pH, so we're going to need some lime here, obviously. So let's go do that. Let's go and lime our field here, and I will show you the new. I will show you our lime spreader, and I really like it. It is actually. I don't think I've used it in a Let's Play or in a personal play situation. I know I did a review of it, and a lot of, I mean, we've had so many mods. I'll review. I mean, I try to do as thorough of a test as I can on every mod. However, with so many mods, I really can't remember details on every one, but I did want to get something that's kind of, you would see typically in at least North America, and Massey Ferguson is of course a North American brand. And here we go, let's hook that up. And there we go. We have 1,133 liters of lime. Now, typically, that wouldn't last very long when you're liming a field, especially at the width that we're going to be liming at, which is also quite large. Again, this is going to be, where is it? Fertilizer spreader. Here it is. This is the Massey Ferguson spread width at 36 meters. So yes, that is quite a large swath. This also comes with a trailed. Oh yeah, there's one other thing about this that's very unique to fertilizer spreaders, and that is it. Oh, this one you can't. Oh, I thought this one was the one you could lift up. That. Did they change that? Oh, we have a cedar. The cedar might be liftable. Well, I thought you could lift this one because there's a trailer for it. And the only way you can get it on the trailer is if you actually lift it by hand. Oh, I know why. We got product in there. If it's empty, you can lift it by hand. Actually, that's the thing. So we might show that. Okay, so we need lime here. Let's get our little window on here. There we go. And as you can see, the the spread width is ridiculous. You can get a lot done. But look at our usage. Our usage is, we're gonna easily do this whole field with this one tank. And I didn't remember that that the usage was so low for lime on this, and the lime spreading usually is typically for spreaders, as you may know. A spreader will spread fertilizer at a much wider spread width than it will with lime. And so, yeah, I did forget that there was a seed option too. I think we should probably try that now that I think of it, because that's pretty neat. We'll have to show that, because we will have to cultivate though. That's the one thing. It's not a direct seeder, and it's a broadcast seeder. So yeah, we're gonna have to try that. I do have to buy a separate one, but it's pretty cheap. We're gonna have to check it out, because it is quite fun actually. And now broadcast seeders typically are used to spread like grass seed or seeds. Typically it's grass seed, because grass seed could get spread on top of a cultivated field, and it will germinate and sprout like that, because that's typically how grass seed really, in the wild as it is okay. Now other crops of course do better if they're planted in the ground with a seeder that kind of inserts the seed down into the ground, at least in the range of a ½ inch to maybe an inch or so. I don't know. It depends on the seed, of course. But anyways, yeah. So as you can see, we are clipping along here, and our capacity is still quite up there. And we're if you're looking at the bottom left map there, we're getting this field up to ideal lime, or up to its ideal pH, which is what lime takes soil from being acidic to more of a neutral or a crop friendly acidity level, shall we say. I don't know all the particulars about why a certain pH is good for a crop, but that's what the lime does. It balances the pH levels. It takes it from, because from what I understand, I am no expert. I only pretend to be one on YouTube. The soil tends to get more acidic over time, and lime is a base, and it will neutralize the acidity and bring the pH levels up to a where we see over there, which is well, between 4.5 and 8.25 pH. Yes, I did not pay that much attention in science class when we're talking about pH, acidity, and base, and that's really all I know about it, literally. And you know, but anyways, we're almost done here, and this looks pretty good for sure, and we should be ready to get our seeder in here. Right, we're done. So that looks much better now. Let's go nitrogen, pH. There we go. We are all good to go. Soil maps, yes, that's why we have a little bit of loamy sand in here, and that's going to create a different need for pH levels. That's about all I know. Right, so I'm going to go back and we're going to set up our seeder, and we're going to go with I think we're going to, yes, I said we're going to go with Flax. So we'll meet up with you when I get that all set up. All right, so we got the old case fired up. We got the Borgo drill all filled up. Well, not all the way filled up. We got a couple thousand liters seed and fertilizer, and we're ready to we're going to put down some seed in this field. We're going to go with Flax. Yes, indeed. And we're going to see how that goes. And here we go. We're going to see how... Oh, it's been a while since I used an articulated tractor. It's a little bit squirrely. So, yeah, how much fertilizer? It doesn't require a whole lot of fertilizer, apparently. Although there was, like, literally zero here before. And... so much for me for keeping a distance from the edge. We'll just, yeah. Well, we'll deal with that later, but anyways. Yeah, so not a whole lot of fertilizer required for flax, apparently. So, of course, I'm on precision farming, and different crops would require different levels of fertilizer to grow. Wheat and corn being a couple of the highest ones that I know of, from memory at least, anyways. Although a lot of them are up and around grass. Grass is, although wheat is a grass, it seems to require quite a bit of fertilizer, a high amount. But this is probably one of the lowest. But of course, we haven't tried the other crops yet. So this is a custom, as they say, custom to soil map, and made specifically, customized specifically for this map. So yeah, it'll be interesting. We're just keeping on here, and this is not a lot of worker friendly areas here. This is all twisty turny, which is in reality very much like this area in real life. Although this is not, from what I understand, this is not taken exactly as in some maps have, like, yeah, this map was created from an actual map sort of thing. This is just a representation of a typical Saskatchewan area. Yeah, from what I understand, which is cool. And we're almost done the circumference. And I see we have a little bit of. Oh, that's the yeah. We plowed into the ditch between our field and the neighbor's field, so that's going to be interesting. But there we go. That's our first round, and looks like we should. Our seed usage is not available for flax. Okay, so that wasn't taken into account when we when the map maker set up for precision farming. We don't have a seed rate for. We don't have a seed rate for flax. All right, well, yeah, so that's what I'll be doing for the next little while. We'll catch up with you when we're done here, and we're going to see how we end up with our seed and fertilizer usage. We started with 2,000 liters each. Seed usage looks to be like it's set to a standard usage, I guess. We'll find out how much we end up with. So yeah, we'll see you when I'm done. Right on. Right, so here we are. We've well finished off seeding. Where are we? Oh, there we are. So let's growth. There we are. That is our. Excuse me. That is our planted field. As you can see, is should be growing now. But let's take a look at our. There we go. Nitrogen. So we're all nitrogened up there. However, here we still have not got any nitrogen. But now that we have some greenage, I went and purchased a Asaria sensor for the front of this tractor. Now we do have a sensor on our stagger when I bought it. However, it does not have a 3-point, and a 3-point isn't available, so yes indeed. Here we are. So let's hop in and let's get to it. Let's open this up and turn it on. Oh, no. Let's get our, it's been a while since I've used one of these wonderful devices. Lower crop sensor. Yeah, okay. If we get into here, there we go. We should be able to turn it on now. Fold, lift, turn on, toggle, stop, unload, turn on crop sensor. There we go. And here we go here. And we should be applying absolutely the exact amount of fertilizer necessary for this crop now that it has grown. Although it didn't have any before, so we're pretty much just hitting it one time. Now this is not something I'm really going to be doing on a regular basis. I might be going over a crop like our flax that we just planted once it has sprouted. Actually, we could probably go do that. So now you see what's going on here. Let's turn that off. And oh yes, when you have your crop sensor turned on, it will limit you to 11 miles per hour. Turn it off. There we go. Just so you know, it's like, how come I can't go fast when the crop sensor? It's like, oh, how come not going fast? Because your crop sensor's on. That's kind of just a quirkiness of. So if you have, say, a fertilizer that goes faster than 11 miles per hour, well, you're not going to be able to really use it much. So this is what flax looks like in its first stage of growth. Kind of neat. I'm very curious to see how this going to end up. Now let's go ahead and turn that on again and drive a bit forward. There we go. And looks like we're actually good. But let's just turn it on anyways. And oh, look at that. It is telling me the odd little bit. We can give it a quick once over here. But I don't think we're going to need any more, as it's really not sensing anything that yeah, so we're all golden here. It's sensing the crop. It's the crop sensor actually goes through the sends us I guess it's some kind of a signal through the plant leaf and senses whether it needs extra fertilizer or not, and apparently it does not. So we're going to turn that off. And let's see, there we go, turn off the sensor. You can see we got some weeds popping up here. I don't have a sprayer yet, and we're not going to be able to afford to buy one, so we're just going to have to deal with weeds being a thing and take the hit on the the yield, the hit to the yield. But anyways, there we go. That's how that works. Is this going to be necessary for me to you know what? We're gonna just run the fertilizer spreader by itself on the rest of this field here, and then I'm going to come back and double check it without this, with the, so we don't have the sensor on. We're just going over this. Yeah, it's you can do it without the sensor, like I'm doing it now. And then I'm going to check it with the sensor turned on after and see if there's any kind of difference. There is sometimes, as I've shown in the last series I did, there is sometimes a difference. It adds a little bit more for some reason. And I just really don't know how that kind of like, really how it figures that out. Because you're supposed to be able to put precise amount of fertilizer when you're seeding, because I don't know. But it does what it does when it does it. Why it does it or how it does it. There's many theories, and all I know that sometimes it works. So, I like the little map down to that. We don't, yeah, we're going to keep that on. We're just going to hit this little spot here. Okay, so we can test this right now. We're going to go over here where we did that, and we're going to turn it on again, the crop sensor, and turn that on. And yeah, so look at that. With the crop sensor on, it's saying, oh no, it needs just a little bit more in this area. As you can see here, it's a smidge, but it's a little bit. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a wave in front of the sensor. You can see down at the, it's kind of like a little wave getting pushed ahead of it, and it's sensing that, hey, this spot needs a little bit more than what we put on there. Just the tiniest little bit. Kind of interesting. So yeah, the crop sensor does make a difference on being even more precise, shall we say. Right. Well, I think we're going to wrap things up there for this episode, and we're going to be not much left to do going forward. We're going to wait until these crops come ready to harvest, and then we're going to see, we're going to do some harvesting and see where we end up with these crops. Of course, our flax is going to be interesting. We're going to see how that all ends up. And then, of course, after that, we're going to we're gonna make this field over here on this side a little bit more friendly, farm friendly, filling in some ditches and so forth. And we'll show you, actually, I'm going to show you how I did that and that process as well. So thank you all for watching. I'm Looney Farm Guy, and remember, it's only a game. So till next time, bye for now.